Hello and welcome back to the Opera 3 SQLSE upgrade series. My name's Nick Rose, I'm an ERP consultant with Complete IT in Bristol. Today we're going to have a look at a new feature to Opera 3 that comes into the SQLSE series. It's Data Intensive Processes, or DIPS for short. We're taking processor and time-hungry processes and improving them with new functions that give us more efficiencies and more time savings. So let's look at our data-intensive processes. There's two sides of this. When it comes to timing, we can schedule them. So we can now say whether we want them now or whether we want them later. And the other side of the data-intensive process is that it will take that process and run it on your server. So instead of running it on one local machine and clogging up the machine, you can run it to where the data is, to the largest machine you most likely have in your business, and let all that processing power there run through the process for you. So with those two things put together, you've got the ability to schedule it at a time that suits the business. A lot of these data intensive processes are processes that currently happen in Opera 3 but involve exclusive access to the program. So we're kicking users out, we're taking some downtime, so we can schedule them to happen out of hours now. We can also have them push to the server so that they take less time. So even if you choose to run them now, you'll find that they will be quicker. But you can also say, I want to run them at another time. So a couple of the data-intensive processes that we have. So in the sales, purchase and nominal ledger, we have all our period ends. In the nominal ledger, or your transfers, your rebuild periods and history. So if you end up changing your year to be 12, 13 months, 12 to 11 months, the year end itself, any nominal consolidations that you do. The reorganize function, which is in cash book, invoicing, SOP, POP. Your stock period end, your payroll upgrade to the next period, so payroll update, sorry. And finally, a system VAT tidy. So there's quite a few things there that will take users out of the system historically. Now you can either take users out of the system and do it now and do it faster, because it will do it on the server, or you can now schedule them and say, I want to do those at, say, 3 a.m. or 6 p.m. when everyone's gone home. So let's have a look at one of those. So under sales or purchase, you can see we've got end of period. Let's have a look at what my current period is. It's 77 days, so I believe that will be the end of February. So if I set my date to be the 31st of March, we can now run our period end, here we go, in using the data intensive processes. So this screen hasn't changed. Do we want a zero turnover? If you're using open period accounting, do you want to block the posting to nominal going forward? I'm just going to OK that. And this is our new screen. So this is where we can say, I want to run it now. I want it to be in the background, so it'll happen and it'll do it on the server. Or do I want to schedule it for later? So on a particular day, so tonight at 2300 hours. For this example, I want to do it now and I want to do it in the background. And we say OK. So it will remind you at this point, because you're not seeing it, you're not in your process. Most people have a tick list that they go through and say, my period end, I will do this, X, Y, Z, print certain reports. So for purchase and sales ledger, your invoice credit note report, you might want to print off any suggested payment reports, your creditors, your debtors, things like that. So we'll say yes, and it tells us that the background task for the period end has been successfully created. If we have a look in the administration, we can check on that task and have a look in scheduling. We've got a task scheduler viewer. We can see here our purchase ledger period end run at 2300 hours on the 31st of March, and we can see that it's been a success. So if we come back and say utilities period end must be greater than the 31st of March because it's already completed. It's a shame I can't actually show you it working, because it's a mixture of it being demo data and it being local. It's as fast as it's ever going to get. We look at end of period, so if we set it to the 31st of April, it says it's 30 days. So it has run that for us. We can confirm that in our task scheduler view. We can view some history. Oh, there's our notification. So purchase at end of period has been completed. So the user who sets it away will be notified of it. So you might have that overnight. So when you log in the next morning, you'll get that notification. It'll come up and say, I've been run. We'll dismiss that. But we can see it in here. So view the details and it will tell you what it's done. So it's whether it's deleted anything as part of the process. And that is how the data intensive processes work. Thank you for joining us today to talk about and listen to what the data intensive processes will bring to your business. Join us next time when we're going to go through a summary of what we've discussed and take you through all the reasons that you might want to consider upgrading to Opera 3 SQLSE. Thank you and see you next time.